Hey there, good looking. With the holidays really near, and maybe you just are in a crunch for maybe a fresh idea of what to make to give for the holidays. Now, this is one of my family's favorites, and I do make this and I do give this out for Christmas because this is a highly requested recipe, and I figured I would sit there and share it with all of you. But I want to just sit there and show you my little secret to my making of the bacon jam. I use the favorite Instapot. Okay, what I have here is 1.5 onions already diced up. Now let's just add that to our Instapot. Now, I'm going to go grab my bacon, and that's 1.5 pounds, and I'm going to sit there and roughly chop it all up before I add it to the Instapot. Now, as you see on our cutting board here, how it's all nicely chopped up. You don't have to sit there and perfectly chop it up. Just give it a rough chop. Now, I'm going to continue to chop up the rest of my bacon. Now we're just gonna come down to the saute button and adjust it over to the high, and we're just gonna sit there and render out the fat out of all the bacon. Now let's just give this a good stir to mix up the onion amongst the bacon. Let's have a little look-see as it's rendering its fat out and the onions are becoming a little bit translucent. Now in the meantime, get yourself a paper plate. I have one here and I put some paper toweling down because I'm going to sit there and take out the onions and the rendered bacon, and we're going to place it onto our paper plate that is lined with the napkin, and we're going to try to drain off as much of the grease as possible. Let's take another view, and here it is, pretty much rendered down. Now I'm going to go ahead, take a slotted spoon or a spider, and we're going to remove the translucent onions and the rendered bacon, and I'm going to sit there and put mine on a paper plate that I have off to the side here. So let's go ahead and start removing the bacon and the onions. And now I want to sit there and try to get as much fat as I can off of the bacon and onions before I do put it on the paper toweling. And then I'm going to sit there and take all of these bacon drippings, all but 1 tablespoon of it, out of the Instapot. As you see, we removed all the bacon grease. We left 1 tablespoon of the bacon grease at the bottom of our Instapot. Over here, I have all of the translucent onion and the fried up bacon, and I'm just sitting there trying to remove the rest of the grease that may be on the bacon yet. But we're going to sit there and put the bacon and the translucent onions back into the Instapot. Now at the same time, I have my Instapot on the saute, but set on the low setting right now. Let's go ahead, add the translucent onion and our fried bacon back down inside of our Instapot, and now Let's go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, now, shh, this is the big secret ingredient that nobody wants you to know about. Take a half of a teaspoon of baking soda. Trust me, the baking soda is the magic. Now, I have some baking soda right here, and I'm putting it all inside the Instant Pot. Now go ahead, stir that all up, and turn the saute feature back on, and fry up your bacon just a little bit, just to give it that light little brownness to the onion and to the fried up bacon. Now be sure to turn on the saute button and stir in all that baking soda and just let this fry up for about 1 to 2 minutes, and we'll take it from there. Now you see what the baking soda is meant for. It is for the even browning of all of the caramelized onion, along with all of that cooked up, chopped up bacon that we cooked. That is what the baking soda is for. Do you see what I see? Now you remember, you heard it here at Teasers Pleasers of why you would add half a teaspoon of baking soda to our rendered out bacon and to the translucent onions. Look at all that goodness inside that Instant Pot. Now let's go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to need half of a cup of strong coffee, 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar, half a cup of maple syrup, one teaspoon of the dehydrated minced garlic, one and a half teaspoons of paprika, and then go grab yourself a can of these Chipotle peppers and grab 1 to 2 of them out and finely chop them up. Now I have my peppers down here on the chopping board, and I'm just gonna sit there and give mine, like I said, a rough chop. I want you to do the same to yours. And then we're gonna sit there and add them right to our Instant Pot. Okay, add them all right on in. And now you're gonna want 1.5 teaspoons of the Chipotle peppers in the adobo sauce. You're gonna want 1.5 teaspoons of that good adobo sauce. Now, let's give everything a good stir. And I'm sorry if my arm keeps going in front of the camera. Now, as you see how everything looks like on the inside, we're gonna sit there and give this one final stir. We're gonna turn off the saute button and we're gonna pressure cook it. Okay, turn it off for the saute feature. Let's put our cover on, close it all up, come up here, make sure you close your vent, and now we're gonna come down. Now we're gonna come down here, push the manual button, increase the time to 10 minutes, and now we're gonna sit there and let Betsy here do her job. The Instapot just sounded off. Now let's come up here and do a quick release. Let's go ahead and open up our Instapots. Open it away from you. Let's take a look. And now let's go ahead and just reduce this slightly. Now, that's how I want yours to look. Okay, let's jar this all up so we can get this in our pressure canners and process our bacon jam. Now you're going to want to leave 1 inch head space. And that would usually lead up to the very bottom rung down here. Be sure to debubble. And then after you're done debubbling, grab a piece of paper toweling. I have some vinegar back here. Now, go up into the vinegar, dip your paper toweling into the vinegar, and now we're going to wipe the top rim, and I also like doing the sides as well, especially when we're dealing with anything that has grease. Now I'm going to sit there and go grab a canning lid and a canning ring. Okay, I have our canning lid. I have our canning ring. And because I'm doing several types of jams and jellies for Christmas, I like to mark mine before they go into the pressure canner. And now off to the pressure canner. This would go for 90 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure.